Moment with Dr. Marsha Baltimore.
All right, I'd like to talk to you about what's in this book. I'm not going to read it for you in total, of course, but it's quite valuable if you want to continue driving. So the first thing about your health. Alcohol is a deterrent to your health while driving. 4 hours before driving, if you take alcohol, you must wait 4 hours before driving, because you cannot control the absorption of the alcohol into your own body, and it takes 4 or more hours depending on the size of the person, but 4 is the minimum. So you don't imbibe any alcohol 4 hours before driving. It doesn't make any difference if it's beer, wine, or hard liquor. None. You owe that to yourself. You owe that to your passengers. You owe that to all pedestrians crossing your streets in front of you. You're staying behind the limit line if you know where the limit line is. So the alcohol might blur that. Don't take the chance. Now, the second thing is you schedule your trip for an hour when you are the most alert in your day. Now, for me, that's 7:15 in the morning, and I get here to the studio at 8:30. I drive that an hour and a quarter. And then I start rereading what I'm going to talk about, like now. And I don't drink any alcohol in the house or on the road or anywhere. So I feel good about driving. I like the drive. So that's the first thing. You schedule a trip for the hour when you're alert. Early morning for me, you have to decide your own decision about when you want to go. The second thing is you have to avoid medication for the safety warnings printed on it, or even if there's not a safety warning, ask your doctor if he schedules a sleeping pill, what he wants you to do and when not to take it. So that's the second thing. The third thing is to keep cool in your body. That's in your car. So we said no alcohol 4 hours before. Schedule your trip when you're most alert. Avoid medication with a safety warning or even without one. Ask your doctor. And keep your body cool inside of the car by opening a cross ventilation system in the front for yourself and your one passenger or empty seat, so the air goes through there in the car. This may be silly, but it's my problem, so I'll share it with you. Find your glasses before you leave the house. Where are my glasses? And get them on your head, and then go out of the door, because you can't go back and can't fumble in your purse or your pockets to find it. Have to have them on the ready and on your head before you leave, the glasses. So now we're on the road. We have our glasses on. We're cool in our car. We scheduled our trip for the early morning. We're avoiding medication. And we know that we have to wear the glasses. So those are the reasons we have to think about it before we get in the car. Now we're in the car, and you have to think how long you're going. I go 1 1/4, and then I'm ready to take a break. So I pull over to the side. I have a certain little stop area on the way to this radio station, and I stop for about 5 minutes, put my head back, and wait. Then I go again, and I'm here in the next 10 minutes. That is a break on the road. And if it's more than an hour trip, you should think about a break on the road. 5 minutes, 3 minutes, just a place where you know you're taking it all in and you're calming down. The next thing you have to do is know the law. The law of the blood alcohol consumption must be less than 0.04, and I would make that 0. In the morning, nobody takes alcohol, I don't think. I don't know. But you don't want to take a chance on hurting anyone or yourself, and if you're taking a passenger, that person has to be considered. Now, in terms of how long does it take to absorb the alcohol into your system, it depends on your weight. Don't take chances with that. That's foolish. So here, on page 54, you can find out in this book how long it takes you to absorb the alcohol. And the answer is, it's time. It won't be any faster than 1 hour for 4 minutes of alcohol. So think of yourself as your own hazmat. What is a hazmat? A hazmat is a hazardous material. Don't become a hazardous material person. Don't do that to yourself. Don't do that to your passengers, to the people that are pedestrians. You don't want to be a hazmat. That's silly. So if you did take alcohol in the morning, which is questionable that you would do that, let somebody else drive you. That's the bottom line. Call up some friend and get that person in your car and pay the money, and they'll drive you. So now you're in the car. You're not a hazmat because you didn't take any alcohol. You don't need a second person there. You have a plan to stop at the 1 hour time and take a break. And now you're driving smoothly in a cool car. You're going to be safe because you did all the right things. Now, you drive with the safe driving rules in your mind, and those you have to know no matter if you're in the city, on the freeway, on the side road, or wherever you are, because they control everyone. So, you have to know how to slow down, stop smoothly, and signal with your light when you're going to stop, or with your arm when you're going to stop, or both. So if you have to make a quick stop to avoid a collision, stab brake, pump, 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 slowly and firmly, but not jazzingly, not so that the person behind you will bump into you. But you're telling the person with the stabbing that there's a problem and you're stopping slowly. The stabbing light will show him or her. Now these are the general things. So if you want to call me up here, argue with me. Tell me I have it all wrong. Tell me at 1-800-336-2225 what you would do to make sure you're a safe driver. What are your biggest concerns about your own driving? Mental judgment, how far you're away from the fellow in front of you? Or spatial relations? Can you see the turn where the exit is from where you are? If you're not ready to see the exit, don't exit. Your own reaction time is a factor, and your ability to slow down with a pumping motion. In a few seconds we'll be back, and we want you to tell us what you think. 1-800-336-2225.